Hi Gemini and Gemini Rising, here is your horoscope for July 2025. I'm Astrologer Joseph Anthony. All right, many of you better buckle up because there is a major shift occurring. And if you've been following me a while, you know what I'm talking about. Uranus is going to leave Taurus this month and enter your sign. That is a big deal because Uranus is about innovation, change, being rebellious, doing things out of the ordinary. It surprises. And so it's going to enter your first house of identity and self. What this means for many of you that are either a Gemini sun or a Gemini rising, and again, this is a basic, very basic sun sign overview using tropical whole house systems, because everyone's birth chart and everyone's birthday is different, and everyone, it's a completely different system as opposed to your own actual birth chart. This is just a basic sun sign. So, but you'll still get the gist of what's going on. So Uranus entering the first house of identity and self is going to change something about who you are, how you view the world, how others view you. Your appearance may change. You may start thinking differently, thinking outside the box, becoming more rebellious, breaking free from relationships that no longer work for you. All of this is going to occur as Uranus enters Gemini this month. So that's a big deal, okay? So there's that major alignment that's occurring. Then this month also your ruler Mercury is going to go retrograde along with a few other planets. And we'll have 4 planets in retrograde this month. So as much as there's going to be a lot of innovation and drive to move forward and creativity, there's also this review process or this feeling that I have to clean up the past before I move forward. Now, of course, nobody wants to hear that, but this is what the energy is doing. Think of these planets as energy. They're vibrating at different frequencies, and they're affecting certain parts of our lives. That's how it works. Okay, fortunately, as a Gemini or a Gemini rising, you're one of the most versatile signs of the zodiac. That means you are able to change on a dime. Geminis are kind of like the chameleon of the zodiac. They could absolutely switch and adapt and be creative when they need to be. And this is that kind of month that you're going to need all of that creativity and that adaptability. Okay, so as we start off the month, this time of the year, we have the sun going through Cancer, and it's now joined by Jupiter. Jupiter entered Cancer and will be here for a whole year in your second house of income and values, which is going to amp up the area involving investments, financial matters. It's in the sign of Cancer, so anything to do with family, home life, real estate matters. These are all going to be highlighted in the year to come. But because the sun is going through here now, this amplifies this energy even more, having to do with the home life, having to do with funding for properties or your mortgage or whatever it is that you're involved in, okay? And the second house has a lot to do with your belief systems as well, what you value. So you might find yourself being a little bit more conservative this month when it comes to financial matters, or if you have one of those charts that you're an adventurer and feel lucky, you might be spending money on things like furniture, repainting your house, doing anything to land management, whatever, or spending money on family because it's in Cancer. Both of these are in Cancer in the second house. So your ruler Mercury is in Leo, so it's in a very creative phase right now. Mercury does work well in Leo in your third house, so you're full of ideas, lots of communication. You really want to express yourself. Maybe you're taking a few day trips or shorter trips in traveling. This is all favorable and highlighted. So take advantage of the energy. Also, as we start off the month on the 4th into the 5th, Venus enters Gemini. So it leaves Taurus and enters your first house. So what this is suggesting is, again, more socializing, more interaction. And, of course, Geminis love interacting and love communicating. And with Venus here in the first house, it's all about attracting others. It's about attracting resources. It's about attracting people that you need in your life. And all forms of communication will be heightened even more. So this is a very busy month for socializing, okay? Whether it's celebrating holidays or birthdays or whatever, this is very favorable. Now, it could be favorable for romantic possibilities as well. Venus in the first house makes you more attractive, more alluring. So you might have people being more attracted to you in some way. Okay, so this is what it symbolically represents. Now, here is the first of 3 planets to go retrograde this month, and this is Neptune. Neptune is in Aries right here. Here it is in stationary position, and it will be moving backwards, and eventually will go back into Pisces in your 10th house. But Neptune going retrograde is really going within and questioning your spirituality and your sense of purpose, and where are you going? What am I doing? Am I in the right place with the right people in the right community? So you'll be questioning all of that. It's not a bad thing, because when these planets go backwards or in retrograde, which means review basically, or going within, it gives us an opportunity to reflect on all the choices we've made and where we've come from. That's all it means. And so you'll have an opportunity to do that with Neptune, the sign of spirituality and mysticism. And Neptune has the ability to dissolve matters. So again, when it goes direct again in the fall, you'll figure out, you know what, this is not working for me. I need to move on from this or that, or whatever person that you might be involved in. And that's the kind of energy that's going to be in play here subtly for the next couple of months. Now, Uranus entering Gemini. It's on the 7th into the 8th. There it is right there. This is huge. You will feel a surge of energy, of creativity. You will feel like your brain is on fire, because Uranus actually does work well in Gemini. It did not work well in Taurus, because Taurus is a very slow moving, does not like change kind of sign. It's based on, stability. But Uranus in Gemini is like, let's do it. Let's create. Let's think outside the box. Let's start something new. Let's invent something out of the blue. Let's be different. Let's change our appearance. Whatever. It's about surprises. It's about innovation. And more importantly here, I want you guys to keep in mind, Uranus is very much a visionary. So from time to time over the next 7 years, because that's how long it's going to take to go through your first house, you will become much more of a visionary. You'll have visions that come true in your dreams. You'll be thinking about something and all of a sudden it happens. This is a pattern with Uranus and Gemini, but also the way you express yourself, the way others see you, is all going to completely change in the next 7 years. So it starts with this Uranus and Gemini. So you'll get a little taste of it the next couple of months, and to see how it will change you, okay? So this is going to be a very important alignment for many of you. The full moon in Capricorn this month highlights your 8th house of transformation, shared resources. This is about a rebirth. And so you're really questioning everything about where you've been, what's going on in your life, the people in your life. This is the house of death and rebirth. It could also be maybe there's someone in your life that's not doing too well and they cross over, or they're needing to go have surgery or something along those lines. It's very possible, because the Capricorn energy is very heavy, and we're talking about the 8th house. So there's a deep, very deep, heavy feel to this house. And it could be just you having some psychological issues as you're going through this metamorphosis and changing identity and looking at the world from a different way, and you're valuing your finances. And so you may have a lot on your mind, since, now Venus and Uranus are in your first house. So again, it's amping up your mind power even more. So you might be feeling so drained and heavy around this full moon about your values, your belief systems, finances, investments. Step back and distance yourself from your mind. Get in nature, get in water, things that will calm you down, and let the mind go quiet. So this full moon is going to bring to light a lot of those things on your subconscious and that's going on in your world, and you need to deal with them. Now here's the other planet that's going to go retrograde, the second one, Saturn in Aries right here, stationary position. And this one is a little heavier because Saturn in Aries represents the self. And once again, this is about limitations. So you might find yourself really questioning the people you're surrounded with, the organizations you're surrounded with, your goals for the long term. Why aren't they working the way you thought they were? You'll be questioning everything, your job, your sense of purpose. And that's what happens when Saturn goes retrograde, especially in Aries. And so these two are going to play a major role in the next couple of months as they slowly continue to bring you this review process in your mind about your future. Okay, that's all it means. And so it's not anything to worry about, because we're all going through a transition right now, big time. The whole world is transitioning into a new way of thinking. So this is how it's affecting many of you. Now, we also have Mercury going retrograde in Leo on the 18th. So there it is. This is going to make the 4th planet to go retrograde. He already had Pluto, and now we have Saturn, Neptune, and now Mercury. Now, Mercury is your ruling planet. 3rd house, communication. So things from the past are resurfacing, or your mind drifts into the past, becomes very nostalgic. Now, fortunately, it's in Leo. So Leo is a very creative sign. Just like your sign, Gemini and Leo have a lot in common. They can be very creative and very self-expressive. So this is a good time right now with this retrograde over the next 3 weeks or so to just reflect and have those important conversations with friends or family members or business associates or whoever it is, to just say, hey, you know, we did this, this, and this. Great. We achieved this. And soon we'll have to do this, this, and this. And so it's a review process. So communication, writing, speaking, and self-expression from the past will resurface. The sun enters Leo. Now, this absolutely enhances your thinking even more with this time of the year. The sun moving through Leo, very creative time. And then the new moon also right around the same time in Leo. So thinking outside the box, taking this information from the past and making something good come out of it is very important this month. So for many of you, this could be really beneficial if you put your mind to it, put your heart into it, and express yourself in some creative manner. And last but not least, we also have Venus entering Cancer, the 2nd house of income and value. Once again, anything to do with real estate, family matters, feelings, even enhancing your finances. This could be quite beneficial as Venus makes its way through the 2nd house. Okay? Anyway, there is the basic overview. If you want to know more, I do an extended version of this horoscope in my Inner Circle community, which I have a link down below. And there's a 7-day free trial, so there's nothing to lose. And I also teach astrology there, and we do Zoom calls every Sunday. And we talk about what's going on in the world, some of the astrology that I don't talk about here. We go much more in depth. And so check it out. I think you might enjoy it. And, I hope to see you in the community. Anyway, do the best you can. Have a great month, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye for now.